Да. Значит, задавайте вопрос, да? The organizator of this exhibition would like to know your opinion about the first of all round table.
Еще раз, пожалуйста. 20 сантиметров.
20. This is exactly. The organizer of the round table and this exhibition would like to ask you a few questions about your impression. First of all, about the discussing which had taken place in the conference hall at the round table, please. Who wants to say some words?
Maybe
Gideon?
We've had a very stimulating conversation with many Russian participants and with those international participants that you see here. We were discussing the GeoTraces program, an international program of marine chemistry, which plans a major series of activities in 2015 in the Arctic Ocean. Many nations are already participating, and there are growing plans for the Arctic to be occupied extensively by Russian research vessels on the Arctic shelf. It's very exciting to see these sorts of developments happening in Russia, and we look forward to them growing in the future and to them happening in 2015.
May I say something? Okay. So we have learned in developing the GeoTraces program that the scientific objectives are too large to be achieved by any one nation alone. This has been true in all oceans. It is especially true in the Arctic Ocean, where the logistics of working in the harsh conditions are very demanding for the scientists. And so it was very reassuring the last 3 days to see that the Russian scientists share the interest in the Arctic research with the scientists from many other nations. And so we are very optimistic now that through collaboration we will be able to achieve a full Arctic-wide study of GeoTraces-related interests.
First of all, I want to express our appreciation for the very warm hospitality that our Russian hosts have given us. It made us feel very warm and welcome, and I thank you all. We view this as perhaps a very historically significant program. It will be the first time in the history of mankind that so many nations with so many different ships will be working at the same time to geochemically characterize an ocean basin, and we're thrilled that of the strong possibility that the Russians will be able to join us in this important endeavor.
And now they would like to know our opinion about, your opinion first of all, about the level of possible scientific cooperation. What will be the main issues in this cooperation in your mind? The main issues.
Do you mean the scientific issues or the logistics issues?
Both. You may please comment. What are the most important things you think to cooperate in future? Please.
The Arctic Ocean is a very complicated environment to study the exchange of chemicals and other materials between the land and the ocean. There's extensive transport of material from one ocean from the Pacific to the Arctic, from the Arctic to the Atlantic. There's an extensive, very large transport of material from the rivers. The atmosphere is a carrier of aerosols that affect the ecosystems of the Arctic. The geochemical system of the Arctic region is so complicated that it requires study by many nations, and so that's why it has been so exciting here at this. We have Russia participating with other nations and studying the Arctic system.
One of the major logistical challenges of working in the Arctic is the large amount of sea ice that you see, including multi-year sea ice, which is very thick and difficult to work in. And the ice edge is also a very difficult environment, different ships and equipment involved in that setting than you have in many other ocean basins. The other nations involved in the Arctic program have some abilities in this area. The Russians have a particular level of expertise and will be able to contribute hugely to logistical operations in working in this ice-ridden basin, not common elsewhere around the world.
I would actually say that without Russian collaboration, the GeoTraces program probably couldn't do the Arctic fully, for the reason that Gideon just said, that you have the best icebreakers in the world, and they can break anything. And there are places that we simply could not get without their help or your help and collaboration. And so I was particularly happy today at the roundtable to see that the administration politically is interested in this as well. And I think there's going to be just tremendous payoffs for all of us in this collaboration.
I also wanted to stress the enormous importance of the huge amount of river water being discharged from Russia, and Russia has such an experience to study the exchange, the fluxes of water from the rivers and the changes that are occurring on the shelves, the marginal filter on the shelves, which determine how much of the material that is being discharged from the rivers ultimately ends in the Arctic. So that is a study where I think the Russian contribution will be very essential. And also their huge experience in mounting ice camps, the work on the ice, that I think we will very much benefit from their help in this respect.
Я бы хотел поблагодарить организаторов выставки за возможность проведения этой встречи здесь, проведения круглого стола, который был последствием работы трехдневного семинара по программе геотрассера в Институте океанологии. Если там собирались в основном ученые разных институтов, то здесь нам удалось привлечь представителей разных слоев сообщества и представителей разных организаций, ответственных за работы в Арктике. Поэтому проведение этого круглого стола для нас и, я думаю, для всей нашей страны очень важное мероприятие. Большое спасибо организаторам выставки за эту возможность.